Hello dear students, welcome to all. Students, today we are going to start a new chapter number 6, congruency of triangles. And students, we already discussed very about triangles in the previous chapter, triangles and its property. Students, why we study about the triangles that much? Because triangle is a very important polygon. We can convert any larger polygon in the triangle, in the parts of the triangle. Clear? Because triangle is the smallest polygon. So that's why we study about the triangle. We study about the properties of triangle, because to find the properties, area, perimeter of polygon, we can convert that polygon into the parts, triangular parts. Then we apply the properties of triangle and find the required parameter of that polygon. Clear? Students, now in this chapter we discuss about the congruency. The word congruency means is what? The word congruency means equal in every aspects. So without wasting time, let's start this lecture with the chapter outline. First of all, we discuss the chapter outline. In this chapter we discuss about the congruence of triangle. In the congruency of triangles, we discuss some criterias. These are the congruency criterias: side angle side, and in short we can say it is SAS. Then we discuss about the second criteria, that is angle side angle congruency criteria. Then we discuss about the angle side criteria, in short we called it as AAS. Then we discuss about the SSS, side congruency criteria. Then we discuss about the right hypotenuse side, RHS criteria. So these are the 5 congruency criteria we will discuss. We will discuss these criteria very detail in this chapter. And students, what is the meaning of congruency? If triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR, this is the sign of congruency. This sign represents the shapes are same, and this sign represents the area is same. Clear? If these two are the congruent, then we can say that angle A is equals to angle P, angle B is equals to angle Q, angle C is equals to angle R, and AB is equals to PQ, BC is equals to QR, AC is equals to PR. So this is the meaning of the congruency. Then after this we discuss about the isosceles triangle property. If two sides are equal, then students, opposite angles to two equal sides are equal. And why these are equal, we will prove this in this chapter. And if these two sides are equal, then we can say that opposite side to these two equal sides are also equal. So students, these are the topics which will be covered in this chapter. Now after this chapter outline, let's move to the next, and the next is what? Students, you are now ready to learn a very important geometrical idea, that is congruency. Okay, in particular you will study a lot of about the congruency of triangle. To understand that congruency is, we turn some activities. So students, here we have two figures. These two figures are congruent figure because these are the same in the shape. And if we put one figure to another figure, they are coincide to each other or overlap to each other, then we can say that these two figures are congruent figure. Why? Because both are in equal length, width, height, so these are congruent figure. So students, generally we can say that if one figure is overlapped by other figure, or we can say that completely coincide to each other, then we can say that these figures are congruent. For example, if you take the ATM of the same bank, then these two ATM banks are, if you put one on one, then they are coincide to each other, then these are the congruent figures. Similarly, if we put our hand together, then they laps are overlap to each other, then we can say that these are the congruent to each other. Similarly, if we put the same coin of 1, 2 or etc., then their coins are overlap to each other, then these are the example of congruent coins. Clear? So students, now let's discuss few examples of congruency. Can you now say if the following objects are congruent or not? Here we have 4 examples. Here the shaving blades of the same company. Here the example of shaving blades of the same company. These are same in figure if we put one to other, then they coincide to each other. So we can say that these two are the congruent to each other. Biscuits in the same packet, and students, if you put the two biscuits of the same packet, then these are also congruent because they are overlap, they are coincide to each other. So these are the biscuits of the same packet, these two are the congruent to each other. And here students, this is the picture of sheets of the same letter pad. Then students, sheets, every two sheets of the same letter pad are congruent because they are overlap to each other. Toys made of the same mold. Students, these two toys of the same mold is what? Toys of same mold. Every two toys of same mold are congruent because they are in the same shape, they are in same area, and they are in same height, they are same width, they are in same length. So we can say that the toys made of the same mold are congruent. So students, these are the four examples of the congruent figures. Now let's discuss about the relation of two objects being congruent is called congruency. Relation of two objects being congruent is called the congruency. Congruency is the relation, means relation. Congruency is what? Relation of congruent. Now for the present we will deal with the plane figure only. Now in this chapter we will deal with only plane figure, congruency of plane figures. Although congruency is a general idea applicable to three-dimensional shapes also. Although congruency is also applicable for the three-dimensional figure, but in this chapter we will discuss only about the plane figures. We will try to learn a precision meaning of the congruency of plane figure already known. So now we will try to learn a precise meaning of the congruency of plane figure, which we already learned, such as the rectangle, polygons, triangles, and etc. So students, now let's discuss this chapter outline. You may study about the triangles and their various properties in the previous chapter and in the previous classes. In chapter 6 you have also studied some properties of triangle. In this chapter you will study in the detail about the congruency of triangle. You already learned about the triangles, classification of triangles, sides of triangle, angle of triangle, and we classify the triangles based on the side, based on the angles, and we discuss some properties of particular triangles such as equilateral triangle, isosceles triangle, and scalene triangle, acute triangle, obtuse triangle, and right triangle. So in this chapter we will study about the congruency of triangle, rules of congruency, some more properties of triangle, and the inequalities in a triangle. You have already verified the most of these properties in earlier classes. We will now prove some of them. We will prove them in this class. Clear? Now students, the word congruency is mean what? The congruency word is what? Equal in all respect. The word meaning of congruency is what? Equal in all respect, or figure whose shape and sizes are both are same, then that type of figures are congruent. Clear? So congruent figures, let's discuss about the congruent figures. In a geometry, two figures or object are congruent if they have same shape and same size. So students, in a geometry, two figures are congruent if they have same shape and same size. In other words, two figures are called congruent if they are having equal length, equal width, and the equal height. If one has the same shape and the same size as the mirror image of the other, then we can say that these figures are the congruent, or we can say that if two figures are overlap each other or coincide each other or mirror image to other, then these figures are the congruent figures. Clear? Now two circles are congruent if their radius is same. For example, here we have two circles, that is the one circle of radius 5 cm and this is the another circle of 5 cm. Then these two circles are the congruent because these are the same shape of circular shape and the radius is same, so these two having the same area. And if we put one circle to another, then they overlap each other, so these two circles are the congruent here. Now two line segments are congruent if their length is same. Students, two line segments are congruent if their length is same. If this is the length line segment AB of 10 centimeter, and that is the length, another length AB of 10 centimeter. These two are the congruent because the length is same, and if you put one line segment to other, then they are coincide to each other. So these lines are congruent line segments. Now two angles are congruent if their measure in degree or radian is same. That is all, that do not to point in the same direction, that don't have to be in a similar size line. Students, two angles are congruent if and only if they have same degree measure or same radian measure. It is not necessary that the rays are in same direction or the length of rays is equal. Okay, it is required that, it is only required that the measure of angle is equal. For example, here we have two angles, both measure of measure of angle for both angles is 110 degree. So these two are the congruent. Here the arms direction is opposite to each other, but they are congruent because angle measure is 110. Now for example, here these two are also congruent because the measure of angle is 42 and the measure of this angle is also 42. Clear? So students, here we discuss about the congruency of circle, congruency of line, and congruency of angle. Now let's discuss about the. Now students, much of the study of geometry that we have done so far has consisted of defining terms and describing the characteristics of various figure and their special cases, such as line, line segments, equal line, equal angles, and etc. All of this study lays a foundation for one of the most important application of geometry, proving the shapes figure are congruent or not. Clear? We have already discussed the congruency of segment and angles. We have already discussed about the congruency of shapes, congruency of line segment, and the congruency of angles. But in the real world, the congruency of region in a plane is even more relevant. In the real world, it is required to congruency of plane figures. So it is more relevant since we cannot easily prove the congruency of any region in the plane. Since we cannot prove congruency of any plane very easily, so we will focus on the simpler region like those bounded by the polygons. So students, we focus on the simple region, that is the polygon, or that is bounded by the polygon. So students, and like always, the study of the polygon result in the study of the triangle. So students, like always, the study of the polygon results in the study of triangle, because triangle is the smallest polygon, and if we study about the triangles, then we can apply those properties on polygon by dividing that polygon into the triangles. Clear? Now, so students, now for two polygon to be congruent, now we discuss about the criteria of the congruency of polygon. So two polygons to be congruent, they must have exactly the same size and exactly the same shape. Two polygons are congruent if they have same size and they are in the same shape. This means that their interior angles and side must all be congruent. What it means? It means, students, if two polygons are congruent, then their each interior angle and each line segment that are the sides of polygon are equal. So not only must these three parts congruent, but they must be situated in 1-to-1 correspondence, meaning each side in one polygon specifically correspondent to another side in the other polygon, and each pair of part is congruent. Okay, it is not the meaning of this point is not it is that any side is equals to any. Correspondence is important here. The side AB is corresponding to other or we can say that the sides of one polygon is equals to the corresponding sides of other polygon. Clear? So To prove such situation would be tough task. That's why study the congruence of triangle is so important. It allows us to draw conclusion about the congruency of polygon too. Clear? This is the very fundamental reason why we study about the congruency of triangle. We will see how the six parts of triangle correspond to one another and how they must be aligned to signify the congruence. Clear? We will also study some techniques, shortcuts, really to prove the congruence of triangle, such as, and we call these techniques are congruent criteria of congruency. And students, let's discuss about the congruent triangles. So two triangles are congruent if and only if one of them can be made to superimposed on the other, or we can say that coincide to each other so as to cover it exactly. This is the meaning of congruency of triangle. And students, if we have a two triangles, these are the two triangles A, B and C. This is the first triangle here. Now, and the other triangle is what? This is the other triangle P, Q, R. If this triangle superimposed on this triangle, then we can say that these two are the congruent, or we can say that if angle A is equals to angle B, angle A is equals to angle P, angle B is equals to angle Q, angle C is equals to angle R, and AB is equals to PQ, BC is equals to QR, and AC is equals to PR. Then students, then triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR. Here what? Here all corresponding angles are equal. All corresponding angles are equal. And all corresponding sides are equal. All corresponding sides are equal. Clear? So if all corresponding angles are equal, then these two triangles are in same shape, and if all the sides are equal, then their area is same. So now we can say that these two triangles are congruent. Now let's discuss more about the congruency of triangle. So students, if two triangles ABC and DEF are congruent, then we discuss that angle A equal to angle D, angle B is equals to angle E, angle C is equals to angle F, and the corresponding sides are also equal. We already discussed in the previous slide. Now the next is what? If two triangle ABC and DEF are the congruent, then we write triangle ABC congruent to triangle DEF. And students, here we have very important point is that we cannot write it as ABC triangle congruent to DFE. We have to write in the right sequence. If DEF is congruent to ABC, then we cannot write ABC congruent to DFE or ABC congruent to EDF. These are the incorrect, because by writing this manner the corresponding parts are changed. Clear? So it is not necessary to write the correspondence of vertices correctly. So it is necessary to write the correspondence of vertices correctly for writing the corresponding congruence of triangle in a symbolic form. Students, this is very, very, very important point. You have to remember this point when you have to write the congruency of triangle in symbolically. Now, hence we can say that two triangles are congruent if and only if there exists one correspondence between their vertices such that corresponding sides and the corresponding angles of the triangles are equal. Clear? So students, these are the very fundamental points of congruency of triangles. Now let's discuss about the sufficient condition for congruency of two triangles. Now we discuss about the sufficient conditions. Students, here we discuss that any polygon or triangles are congruent if all the corresponding angles are equal and all the corresponding sides are equal. Clear? Then we can say that the polygon and the triangle are congruent. But our mathematician discovered some sufficient condition to prove the triangles are congruent or not. And students, there it is not necessary that you have to prove all the angles and all the sides. You have to check just three criteria. Clear? So the first criteria is SAS congruency rule, and this is the axiom. Now students, what are the axioms? Axioms are the statements which are taken for the granted without the proof in the maths. Okay, axioms are used, the word axioms are used in the mathematics, so that's why I say in the maths. Okay, so what is the axiom? Axioms are the statement which are taken from the taken for the granted without the proof. Okay, or we can say that these are just as universal truth. Okay, but these are not universal truth, these are the axioms. So SAS congruency is what? Two triangles are congruent if two sides and the included angle of triangle are equal to the sides and the included angle of the other triangle. What is the meaning of this statement? So students, this result cannot be proved with the help of previously known result, so it is accepted true as an axiom. We already discussed about what is the axiom here. So now if we have two triangles, this is the first triangle here, triangle A, B, C, and the triangle P, Q, R. And students, if AB is equals to PQ and AC is equals to PR and this included angle is equal, then we can say that by side angle side congruency rule, we can say that triangle A is, students, how can we write the name of this? There is a technique, right technique is what we use here, BAC. So we can write it as BAC and it is congruent to triangle. Here we use BA equal to QP. So Q and then we include this angle and this side. So we can write QPR. So these two triangles are congruent. Now students, if these two triangles are congruent, then we can say that by CPCT, what is the meaning of CPCT? By corresponding parts of congruent triangle, corresponding parts of congruent triangles are equal, and it is, in short, it is known as CPCT, corresponding parts of congruent triangle. So by CPCT, we can say that students, B is corresponding to Q, A is corresponding to P, and C is corresponding to R. So we can say that angle B is equals to angle Q and angle C is equals to angle R. This is CPCT. And side BC is equals to QR. So students, this is all about the SAS congruency rule. I hope you understand this rule. After discussion of the 4 more criteria, we will discuss some examples of congruency of triangles. Clear? So students, now after this, let's discuss the next criteria of congruency. The next criteria of congruency is what? It is a theorem and we can prove it by using the previous axiom. And this is ASA, angle side angle congruency criteria. Two triangles are congruent if two angle and their included side of one triangle are equal to two angle and the included side of other triangle. So let's understand with this. Students, here we use angle side angle congruency criteria, and they form these rays from a triangle. Here this side is equals to, if we draw this, then this is a triangle ABC, and triangle ABC and triangle PQR, PQ and R. These are the two triangles. And students, if this angle B is equals to angle Q and angle C is equals to angle R, and angle BC, side BC is equals to QR. Angle B is equals to angle Q, angle C is equals to angle R. Then we can say that these two triangles are congruent by this criteria, and by CPCT we can say that, so we can say that, students, by side angle congruency, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR, and by CPCT we can say that, angle A is equals to angle P, and these remaining sides are also equal. So this is the meaning of angle side angle congruency criteria and CPCT. So now after this, let's move to the next criteria, and the next criteria is what, students? Two triangles are congruent if any two pair of angle and one pair of corresponding sides are equal. We call it as angle side congruency rule. What is the angle side congruency rule? Students, here if a triangle, we have a two triangle A, B and C, and the another triangle PQR, and students, if here this angle is equals to this angle is equals to this angle, and this side is equals to this size. Here what we write, angle B is equals to angle P, angle C is equals to angle Q, and AC is equals to QR. AC is equals to what? AC is equals to QR. These are equal, these should be equal in this sequence only. Then we can say that by angle side congruency criteria, rule, or we can write criteria, which triangles are congruent here? BCA, we have to write the corresponding vertices very clearly. B is equal to P, then PQR, in this manner. PQR, triangle PQR. Clear? Now by CPCT, we can say that the remaining parts, that is angle A equal to angle R, angle A equals to angle R, and the other sides, students, AB is equal to PR. AB is equals to PR. To write the corresponding part, we have to observe this name. And CA is equal to QR. CA is equals to, or we can say that AC is equals to QR. These are the equal here. And students, BC is equals to PQ. BC is equals to PQ. So these are the corresponding parts equal for the congruent triangle. Clear? So students, I hope you understand about this criteria, angle side. Clear? Now let's move to the next congruency criteria, that is SSS congruency criteria, or we can call it SSS congruency rule. Two triangles are congruent if the three sides of triangle are equal to the corresponding three sides of other triangle. So let's understand with this. this is triangle PQ and R, and this is the another triangle L, M and N. Students, here this side is equals to this side equals to this, and this side is equals to this. Then we can write PQ is equal to M and QR is equals to ML and PR is equals to NLN. Then students, by side congruency rule or criteria, we can say that which triangles are congruent. Here we have to write the exact corresponding parts. Here we start from the P, then we comes to Q and R. So we can write triangle PQR is congruent to. Students, we compare PQ with MN. So we start here from N, M, then comes to L. So N, M and L. N, M and L. So these two triangles are congruent here by this SSS criteria, and by CPCT we can write by CPCT we can write, what can we write here? Angle, we have to compare the corresponding parts. So we can say that angle P is equals to angle N, angle P is equals to angle N, angle Q is equals to angle M, and angle R is equals to angle L. So these are the corresponding parts, and these are equal for, because these two triangles are congruent. Clear? So students, these are the four criterias of congruency. Now let's move to the next and the last criteria of the congruency. That is what? That is the RHS congruency criteria. RHS congruency criteria is applicable in the right triangle only. Right triangle, because here we use hypotenuse, right hypotenuse side. This is what? This is right hypotenuse and side. So this is applicable only in right triangle. Now these are two right triangles here, and it is given that these are angle C is equals to angle R, and both are 90 degree. And students, it is given that the hypotenuse AB is equals to PQ. Clear? And it is given that BC is, this is B here, BC is equals to QR. Then we can say that by RHS congruency rule, triangle, here we write CAB is congruent to RPQ. And students, here the compulsory criteria is what? Both are the right angle, hypotenuse are equal, and any one side is equal. For example, if angle C is equals to angle R, both are equals to 90 degree, and AB is equals to PQ, and both are equal. And students, it is given that BC is equal to PR. This is the illustrative example here. If BC is equals to PR, then how can we write this? We can write this as triangle CBA. Triangle CBA is congruent to, here BC is equals to what? BC is equals to PR. So we have to write RPQ. Triangle RPQ. Clear? RPQ. And in this condition we write CAB. Okay. So students, these two triangles are here if BC is equals to PR, then we have to write in this manner. So students, by RHS we can say that two triangles are congruent if if two triangles are right triangle and hypotenuse is equal and any one of the side is equal, then we can say that both triangles are congruent to each other. And students, to write the congruent triangle in symbolic manner, you have to write corresponding parts or corresponding vertices very accurately, or we can say very precisely. Clear? So students, now let's discuss some examples. Okay. So which of the following pair of the triangles are congruent? Here we have two examples. We have to give the answer that which of the following pair of triangles are congruent. So for the first, it is given that triangle ABC, we have a triangle ABC, A, B and this is C. AB is given 2 centimeter, AB is 2 centimeter, AC is 4 centimeter, AC is 4 centimeter and angle A is 40, angle A is 40 degree. Now the next triangle is XYZ, triangle X, Y and Z. XZ is 2 centimeter, YZ is 4 centimeter and angle Z is 40. So students, here we can say that AB is equals to, we can write students in triangle XY ABC and XYZ, in triangle ABC and angle triangle XYZ. In these two triangles, AB is equals to XZ and both are equals to 2 centimeter. Clear? And it is given that angle BAC is equals to angle YZX and both are equals to 40 degree, and AC is equals to YZ. AC is equals to, students, here the name of this triangle is XZY. We can write XZY and YZX, both are equal. And AC is equals to what? AC is equals to YZ. Both are equals to 4 centimeter. So we can say that by which criteria? By side angle side, because here we have two sides and included angle is equals to two side and included angle of other triangle. So by SAS congruency rule or congruency criteria, we can say that triangle, which triangle? Here we can write BAC, this is congruent to triangle BAC, 2 centimeter line. So it is XZY, and students, sometime it is required that to find the other angle or other side, then we can use the CPCT condition, corresponding parts of congruent triangle. So students, I hope you understand the first part of this question. So now let's check the second part. And in the second part we have a triangle PQR, triangle PQ and R. This is the triangle PQR. And in the PQR, PQ is 5 centimeter, PR is 6 centimeter and angle P is 55. Angle P is 55 degree. And the other triangle is DEF. Here DE is what? DE is 6 centimeter, EF is 5 centimeter and angle D is 55 degree. So students, here it is given that PQ is equals to what? PQ is equals to DE, PQ is equals to EF and PR equals to PR is equals to PR is equals to DE. PR is equals to what? DE. And these two angles are 55 degree. But students, here angle QPR and angle EDF, these are equal to 55 degree. But students, this angle 55 degree is not included angle. It is not a included angle. It is not a included angle between sides EF and DE. So we can say that students, we cannot apply here the criteria angle side angle or side angle side. So we cannot apply the criteria side angle side, because in side angle side congruency criteria we have to use two sides and included angle is equals to the corresponding two sides and included angle of other side. So we can say that the triangle QPR, or we can say that PQR, or we can directly write these two triangles are not congruent. Clear? So students, I hope you understand both part of this question. Clear? So students, now let's move to the next question, and the next question is, prove that the angle opposite to equal sides of an isosceles triangles are equal. Students, as we discussed that in this chapter, we prove the properties which we learned in the previous classes. So let here it, what is the given information here? Here it is given that the triangle ABC, here it is given that given part is what? Given isosceles triangle. ABC is an isosceles triangle. Triangle ABC is isosceles triangle such as AB is equals to AC. Clear? And what we have to prove here? To prove, we have to prove that angle B is equals to angle C. This angle is equals to this. So students, to prove this, what can we do here? Students, to prove this, we have to use the concept of congruency of triangles. Clear? To prove this, we have to use the concept of congruency, and we have to do some construction. So what is the construction here? Construction is here we have to construct angle bisector of angle A. Now let's start the proof. Here we construct the angle bisector of angle A. These two are equal because it is the angle bisector. Clear? Now in triangle BAD, and triangle CAD, in these two triangles, students, it is given that AB is equals to AC. Angle BAD is equals to CAD. Angle BAD is equals to angle CAD. These two are equal. And AD is common. AD is equals to AD, because these side is common, and we equate these two angles by construction, and this is equal because it is given. Clear? So we can say that by side angle side congruence rule, we can say that which triangles are congruent here? BAD, triangle BAD is congruent to triangle CAD. So if these two triangles are congruent, then by CPCT, we can say that angle ABD is equals to angle ACD, and these are what? These are nothing but angle B and angle C. So students, we prove that in isosceles triangles, angle opposite to two equal sides are equal. Clear? So students, I hope you understand this question. To prove this, we use side angle side congruency criteria. Now this is your homework question. You have to prove this by using the criterias. This is your homework question, and to prove this, we use side angle side congruency criteria and concepts of the parallel line and transversal. Clear? So students, now I hope you understand about the congruency of triangle and the criterias. We have to finish today's class here, and we continue this chapter with some more interesting questions on the congruency criteria. So students, now we will meet again in next class and continue this chapter. So thank you and have a nice day.